Hi, I'm Fred, and welcome to my video on how to change the ball bearing on a Honda Civic. Now, the Civic is a 2005 LX 1.7 liter automatic transmission, 4-door. And let me just give you a little bit of an idea how this bearing sounds. As you can see, it needs to be changed. It's very bad. I've been riding on it about a year, so it needs to be fixed. I have my tools here. I'm going to get into that a little bit more in a second. But I've been soaking in the ball joint here with this rust blaster stuff you can buy at any Aid auto store. Hopefully that'll help us get it out quicker. And as you see, I'm going to start the video by extracting the ball joint here, because everybody knows how to take off tires and calipers and rotors and all of that. Okay, so before we actually get into anything, I just want to go over some of the tools that I'm going to be using here. Let's do a little, here we go. If you see that green box and the clip there, right there, that is my ball joint separator. Okay, I'm going to have to just... That is the ball joint separator that you're going to have to use here. You can buy that on Harbor Freight, www.harborfreight.com. The other things that you're going to need is you're going to need an impact wrench. This impact wrench here I bought from Lowe's. It is 350 foot-pounds of torque. It's not as good as air. Air's got about 700 on up foot-pounds, but that's what I had, what I could afford. Over here is the next thing that we will need a little bit later, and this is the front wheel drive wheel bearing replacement adapter set. You can buy that at nationaltoolwarehouse.com, www.nationaltoolwarehouse.com. And so the other thing I have here, up here, is, as you can see, the pliers there is a clip ring pliers. And so we may be using that a little bit more down the road as well if we get that far. So extractor in place. And let's see if I can get it off. And lo and behold, boys and girls, here it is. It is off. There it is, sirs. You could not get this off without these tools, the extractor, and this impact hammer. Okay, again, once again, you can hear this. Very big problem. And so now we're going to... So we have this, we have the knuckle off. I have my little vise here. It's really not a great vise, but it's what I got. And I'm going to try to dowel out the spindle here out of the ball bearing with this 30mm socket. And I don't know if it's going to be as easy as it should be. Looks like it might be coming a little bit. It is coming, maybe. It's coming. It is coming, boys and girls. It's coming, slowly but surely. Yep. And it is out. Okay. And here we are. And it looks as though, if you look at it here, that the inner race has come off here on the spindle. It's come out of the ball bearing here. So now I'm going to have to get that off, and I will pull. Now, just to give you a little bit of an idea here what happened with this ball bearing, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. I don't know if you can see it, but there are shreds of metal around the entire ball bearing, and that should not be that way. One of these ball bearings is degraded, or several of these little marbles in there, and that's the whole reason that it's failed the way it has. So the next thing that we're going to do is I am going to take out the clip ring. And the clip ring is in the upper part here, right there, those two holes up at the top of your screen, that's the clip ring. So just bring pliers and let me just see if I can get this thing out. Easier said than done, I guess is always the case. And here is the clip ring. That is the ring that holds this thing so that this bearing doesn't come out towards the tire side. Okay, this is all right. Now we got the next stage of the job we're going to try to do here, and we are going to use this. This is a pipe fitting I bought at Home Depot, and I'm going to try to dowel out this this bearing. I don't know if I can do it because I don't think the hammer is heavy enough, and my setup here sucks. So let's see what happens. I don't know if it's coming or not. Let's see. Not sure if it's coming now, bro. And doweled out of here. I got part of it here, and I got another part of it here. I was having trouble trying to use the press from Harbor Freight, but it doesn't seem to be working. So I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna try to dowel out the rest of it. And let's see how we're doing here, boys and girls. Now what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to score this outer race here on the spindle with the Dremel tool, and then try to hammer it with a chisel or a screwdriver to get this piece off that piece. We'll see how that works. Always wear safety stuff. I've got 2 safety goggles here, plus the other thing. bare hands. I don't know if you can see it, but let me see, my hand's in the way. Maybe the channel lock's better. There you go. So you're seeing that it's turning with the channel locks. So at this point, I'll Dremel a little bit more, and then I should be able to just knock it out, or maybe I can knock it out straight off. Let me see what I can do. And as, I don't know if you can see, but I'm almost completely through, scored through the race. You have to score the entire race. You can't just score it and bang it a little bit. I was hoping you could, but you can't. Here we go. Okay. So let's see. Here it is. So you're seeing right now, moving like this. Here we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, are we ready? Drum roll, please. And there we go. Alrighty, we're back here. And this is day 2 and of replacing this ball bearing on the Honda Civic. Now, I couldn't get out, dowel out, or press out the old bearing, so I went to the garage and a guy helped me do that. He put in the new bearing, got out the old bearing, and then he pressed back in the hub. It took him about a half an hour with a helper who was pretty competent. So you really can't do this alone to press it out. Number one, when you hammer the bearing out, you have to have somebody hold it like this, because there's no real easy way to hold it on a vise. So you got to hammer it out like that. But it's in here, and we're going to try to put this thing back now. Let's see what we can do here. Now I'm just going to tighten up the lug nut here, and then put on the tire. We should be good to go. Okay, got my wrench to put the nuts back on. No. But you can't walk with gloves. Guess this is going to be tough. Okay. That's one, and that'll make it easier to get the others out. And looks like it's going on pretty good. Voila! Now all I have to do is take the car down off the jacks. And I'll pull this again. Alrighty. So welcome to my test drive here. And we're just going to perch this thing up here on the dash and see how things are going. Okay. And as you can see, we have a little grinding with the rotor, a little bit of stuff, but that's the brake stuff. But that growling that we had before with the bearing is no more. It is good to go, brother. Now let's see if we usually when you do this kind of work, the front end is misaligned. I don't see the car pulling left or right. So that is a very, very good sign. This was a good 8 hours work this took. 8 hours. Plus the guy helped me in the filling station, but it worked out okay. And we'll take it home, and now it is Miller time. And I'm going to knock it off right